Looks like you've been missing a lot of work lately.
I wouldn't say I've been missing it, Bob.
I'm going to do something kind of special and different tonight. So I'm going to make another piece of paracord jewelry. I'm going to use one of these clasps. This is my wife's favorite. It's rose gold. So we're going to use that. We're going to use white. White is actually kind of, if you're going to wear a bracelet a lot, white's not a good color because it does get dirty. But I can tell you, you can wash them. This one got washed and it came out brand new, basically. And we're going to use these here to kind of dress up the necklace. So like I said, I'm going to make a necklace, something I haven't done before. We're going to be using the same knot. I did do a trial run already, and that trial run showed me that I need to make a 22-inch necklace. I only had 5 inches done, and that was counting the clasp. So the clasp is a little over an inch, about an inch and a quarter-ish. And I only had 5 inches total done, and I had already used over a quarter of an inch, or a quarter of the paracord that I had. I was trying to use this color here, which I only have 11 feet, and I need more than 11 feet. So I had to go with something different. I wanted to try to find something that kind of matched these colors, right? I thought it might be kind of neat to match these colors. I think in the end, the problem with that theory is that these colors would kind of blend in. You'd see the sparkly bits, but overall they blend in. And I didn't want to use this one again because I'd already used it on a couple bracelets. So I needed something different. I needed a neutral color. I thought about black, but I think the white will help these things really pop. So if you see, these things really are going to pop against this white. And so we'll see how that goes, right? So hopefully it comes out really well, and my wife will love it. And you know, then the problem with my wife loving it is then she'll turn around and want me to do more. Not that I mind doing them because I enjoy it, but sometimes she gets a little kind of anxious on how quickly I get them done. So definitely, can mess with your hands a little bit and all that kind of fun stuff. So we're gonna I want to make sure I have plenty of cord this time. So I'm going to take 20 feet. I've got more than enough. I think this is like a 50 or 100 foot. So I think it's probably 50. But we're going to take 20 feet of this. All right. There's our middle point. Now we got the middle point. Now what I like to do is do the same thing but in reverse. And that's going to help take away some of the twists in the cord. The cord's going to have more than enough twists as we're going through on its own. I don't need to start off with it. But yeah, so all right, let's go ahead and get started here. One of the first things I want to do is I get this put on the clasp. All right. So to put it on the clasp, we're going to go, this is the top part of the clasp. That's the bottom. Top is rounded. So if you look, one side's flat, the other side's rounded. The rounded edge is the top. We're going to go through one side. Doesn't really matter which, but we're going to go through the top. We'll pull it under and then go up over the top. And then we're just going to pull that and tighten it up. All right. And we're going to use the same knot that we have been using. It's going to be kind of a pain to do with such long cord, but we're going to get it done. So I'm just going to get it started, and then what I'll do is I'll catch back up with you when I start putting these beads on. So, all right. Let me walk you through this knot again, just so you know it. I'm going to start with the left. We're going to go left over right, make a loop. And then the left is going to parallel the right again. So we're just going to have this loop here with the left over the right. I'm just holding them with my thumb. Now we're going to take the right, we're going to go under and then over the left, pull that through, and then we're just going to cinch this knot up at the top. Make sure that we kind of work that up and grab it with our fingers, push with our thumbs, and try to get this pulled up the way that we want it here. So pull this side through. I don't know why, but these knots always seem to kind of twist a little bit. And this paracord is a little bit, it's very soft, which is going to be good to be a necklace because that's going to help be flexible. But man, it makes it hard to get these knots pulled tight. Alright, so there's one. And again, we always start with the left. Left over right, make our loop, and then we go parallel to the right, and then we're going to take the right under, and then back over. Okay? I'm sure that the bracelets that I did kind of demonstrate this knot a lot better because not as much paracord had to be pulled through. And then as we're pulling this tight, we just want to try to make it so that these knots are kind of staying in the same kind of what this V is. Try to get these lined up. And that's going to help them kind of sit. This one creates that V. It's going to sit in this other V. It's going to help them sit together. And it's going to kind of make it look a lot better and nicer. So, alright. So, up and over, parallel, under, and then over, pull through. Okay. You guys think you got that? Alright. If you guys think you got that, I'll continue working on this, and then I'll come back and catch back up with you after a bit, and we'll see how things are going. Okay, so here we are. I think I'm at the spot where I want to start putting the beads on. So I'll show you and kind of explain how I figured that out. So I only wanted to use about half the width of the clasp. So it's actually a little over, it's probably about a quarter and a half or an inch and a half, but I was just measuring off of the half-inch mark. So if you see here, that's about a half-inch, and you can see that I'm at 8 inches of just the cord itself, right? So I got this wonderful roll going on. But anyway, so I'm at about 8 inches of just the cord. So these beads take up 2 inches by themselves, and each knot is about a quarter of an inch as well. So get these beads lined up so I can show you. Gee, Christmas, how hard is it? Make it happen. All right. So put this on this line there, and you can see that it goes to that line. All right. So that's about 2 inches. We've got 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to put 2 knots in between each space. And if you look here, here's 2 knots. 2 knots comes out to about a half an inch. So what I figured is 5 halves is 2.5 inches, right? So 5 half inches is 2.5 inches. And 2 inches for that. So that's 4.5 inches. So I'm going to make this 22 inches long total. So that's why I wanted to use half the width of the clasp, about half the width. So what I figured was um, I wanted 8 and 3/4 on either side of the center where I start the beads. Okay, so I'm at 8 inches now. So that means I need 3 more knots. Okay, if each knot is about 1/4 of an inch. And I need 3 more knots, and then we'll be able to start putting the beads on. And one more, and we will start putting beads on. And that is what's really going to help us see what this is going to look like. Okay, so push up, get this kind of lined up, and get that pulled tight. There we go. Now I just have to figure out what kind of pattern I want. I'm thinking we're going to go with red first. So let's make sure we get this knot pulled good and tight. And if you hold it with your fingers like this and you pull either side, that really pulls that knot tight. So get to our ends here. Uh-oh, our ends are getting a little off. I don't know how that's supposed to be since it's a supposed to be a symmetrical knot. I don't know how. I'm sure that I'm not getting each of these knots pulled tight, so I've probably got some ends that are looser than the others, and that's causing me to get off-centered here. So we're going to put a red on, and then we're going to go blue, and then we'll put purple, and then we'll repeat. Right? So this is going to be our pattern. Okay, so first we're going to do red. We'll get our knot put in here. Now this knot is obviously going to be very important. One, it's how we're building the necklace, but it's also going to be holding this in place. So we want to make sure that we really get that up there and cinched in. So all right, and then we'll hold it and pull it tight. There's one. And this cord is gets to be quite the pain getting up underneath your feet and stuff. So doing these longer cords can be very much of a pain. There we go. Get that pulled up there good and tight. And then we'll be able to go with our next one, which will be our blue. Alright, let's get to the end here. We're currently off about about 3 inches or so. I suppose that's not bad over 19-ish feet. There we go. There's our blue. Like I said, I think I mentioned this before. This white paracord is very kind of satiny, right? So it slides on itself very easily, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. It's bad because it's a pain to try to tighten up and make sure it stays tight. I mean, you really have to wrench this thing home. All right, so you can kind of see that pattern trying to come through. And let's get this purple on here. Stay. Still got so much extra cord. Alright, and the last bead. I don't know if you call them beads, charms. I'm not sure. They're very much like those, what do you call those? Those one bracelets they had. I mean, there's people, they're still around. It was a metal bracelet, like stainless steel cord, similar to this. And you'd buy just these beads to put on it. I forget what those were called. My wife has one, thankfully. She didn't get all crazy about it because those things can get very expensive in a hurry. Very expensive. Here we are. Let's see what we got. So I'm going to put this on this end. We're just going to measure across. Again, this is 18 inches. And I'm not going to pull it tight. I'm just going to kind of, firm, I guess is the way I put it. So let's see where we're at here. Just going to put my thumb here. So that's 18 inches, right? And then all we have to do is we just go back to any old mark. We're at 10, and we're just shy of 14, so that's almost another 4 inches. The goal was to have 22, so I'm going to put one more knot in this, and then we will put the clasp on. So, alright, one more knot. You guys are seeing plenty of these knots. I've done plenty of them. This is, I don't know if I'll do, it'll have to be very kind of special for me to do another one of these necklaces. Because this thing, let me tell you, it was tiring, to say the least. Alright, so there we go. There's our last knot. That should have us at 22. And let's see. So now we just take our ends, and we're going to, let's see what's the best way. Down through the top. I think it'll look better first of all, and it'll tie better. So you all gonna learn this with me as I'm doing it. This is raw, ladies and gentlemen. Raw. When in doubt, try to keep your cords from getting all jacked up. Alright, there we go. This will be so much better. I feel it. I can feel it. There we go. There we go. Would have been nice if I could have done another one of those knots. So I don't know how well you can tie that knot over the top of itself. I'm going to try that. If it doesn't work, we'll just finish with a Solomon knot, and that's what I'll show you. Alright. Alright, let's see if we can make these things work. Okay. All the way around, up and under. This goes behind, right, and then over. Yep, like that. Let's see how all this comes out. It actually looks better than the Solomon knot does on this. Let's see if I can get that rotated around a little bit. Alright, let's finish it like that. And it's not near as lopsided, so yeah, let's finish it like that. I have a fair amount of cord left over. This is where something like the scissors are going to come in handy. So you want to try to keep these as smooth as possible. So after you melt them, you want to use something that, some sort of piece of metal that will be a pretty good heat sink. Helps you smooth them out really well. Smooth and roll. Right? Yeah. Well, there you go. What do you guys think? I hope that fits my wife. I mean, 22 inches. First of all, it'll go around her neck. I promise you that. I just know that she likes them to hang a little bit more. Guys, if you want to make your lady an interesting necklace, if you have some big moolah, you could get some nicer of these charms. Get some ones that are worth some serious bank. Might even be able to get, a much, I mean, this is decent. It's just plated or whatever. But unusual. I I can guarantee you there's not another one in the world like this. Nobody's ever made one exactly like this. So it's a nice, unique gift. All right. I think that's it for me. I'm going to go wrap this thing up for Christmas. Bye.
I am a large, semi-muscular man. I can take it.